the World Cup champions of 1999.
What a victory for the Sri Lankans. A fantastic effort.
Pakistan win the World Cup. A magnificent performance.
Here's the man who's been largely responsible for us over the last.
The first World Cup. That is Australia's joy. And England.
Hello to all of you on the match point. Dr. Adnan welcomes you on the forum. A new show is ready for you. Pakistan versus South Africa, India versus New Zealand in the ODIs everywhere, and then the West Indies, of course, versus England, and Sri Lanka versus Australia. And we will go towards the all directions in the cricket field. And of course, we will come out of the cricket field to tell you something about the Australian Open also. But first of all, we will quickly proceed towards the headlines. So the first headline, the biggest headline of the today's match point: ICC Cricketer of the Year, ICC Test Cricketer of the Year, ICC ODI Cricketer of the Year, ICC's Test 11 of the Year's Captain, ICC ODI 11's Captain. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Indian skipper and the living legend and one of the greatest cricketer of his era, Virat Kohli. He has literally grabbed each and every award of the ICC this year, the last year. He has left none for the opponents and for all his teammates or for the counterparts. He has left no award for anyone, and this is the rare feat any cricketer have achieved in the cricketing history of over 100 years. This is such a unique feat that I have never witnessed such a clean sweep of awards and the ICC awards around the world. No other player has dominated as the King Kohli has dominated on the ICC awards. Virat Kohli now does a hat-trick of the awards in 2018. Now he has been named the Cricketer of the Year, Test Cricketer of the Year and the ODI Cricketer of the Year. And we will tell you in the program, when I will go into further details in the show, I will tell that who achieved the feat when and who is on the second part after Virat Kohli, who was the best one in the business when it happened in the past. So I will tell you all the details. First player to win these three major awards in the history, and he has dominated, I have told you, the ICC awards 2018, and also he became the first one ever in the history to bag the three awards, because none of the other cricketers had achieved the three awards. Two have been grabbed, but no one has grabbed three awards all in the 1 year. Aaron Finch, Kane Williamson, Rishabh Pant, McLeod and Kumar Dharmasena were the winners in the other categories. And Stephen Tsitsipas, the other news, we will jump quickly to the Australian Open, where this young fellow has beaten Roger Federer in the 4 games to outclass him to reach the last 4 in the Australian Open. This young guy is from Greece, and this was the biggest upset this year has been seen in the Australian Open. Next, we will jump back to the cricket, to the Pakistan chairman. What he is saying, Ehsan Mani is not looking amused after the current defeats of Pakistan by the hands of South Africa and Australia in the test games, and he is saying that he is hoping for the reversal of the fate when we will reach to the ODIs, and we will hope to reverse the condition what's happening with Pakistan. Multan Sultans, the franchise having a new look. We can show you a picture of the shirt. Yes, this here you can go and you can see the shirt. The new shirt has been made and been prepared for the Multan Sultan, so that just to give it a new look and the new face of the franchise and the famous tombs of the city. They are dominating the lower left part of the shirt. And now next, the Pakistan Super League, something about the replacement drafts. As I have told you previously also, that replacement drafts were going to happen on 24th of Jan 2019 this year, and it finally happened in the Qaddafi Stadium, Lahore, on the Thursday. And teams did replacement players, and they had to pick the 21st player, local player, if needed. They were not bound to, but if needed. So finally there has been announcement for the 21st player for the picks for the PSL 2019 squads. And who are they? Lahore Qalandars picked Saad Ali, while Multan Sultans picking Hamad Azam, Quetta Gladiators picking up Muhammad Irfan Jr., and Karachi Kings picking up Umar Khan, the left arm fast bowler. So this was from the Pakistan Super League. And now, as I told you in the beginning of the show, that some very important series and very quality series has been going on so far between England and the mighty West Indies. Might be we are going into the past to get the flashbacks of the Windies, what they were going to do the opposition. But I will tell you this thing further in the show after the headlines, that what Windies did with England. But right now, the most important fact and fun fact for this series is that the James Anderson of the England, the legendary bowler who has been eventually breaking all the records of Ian Botham and the Bob Willis and the other English greats, he has achieved one other rare feat. And what's that? He became the first English bowler to take the 200 wickets away from the home and away from the England, either on the neutral soil or the neutral venue or away from the England. Three other Pakistani bowlers are such who have done this feat, and they are none other but the Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus and Yasir Shah. Wasim Akram grabbing 260 wickets, Waqar Yunus making 211, and Yasir Shah, who's still playing, is on the 203. So this fellow has just hit the landmark of 200 wickets. The other news is from the Pakistan versus South Africa, the ODI series. Not the pleasant news for the Pakistani fans, because I have told you on the previous match points headline that De Kock and Dale Steyn has been rested. So finally I am telling you that Dale Steyn and De Kock has been back in the South African squad. So Proteas will fire now with the Dale Steyn, and now we have to see that where Pakistani batters will go and who is the new target. I mean, when they were escaping from Olivier and Philander, and now just seeing this, that what will happen after Rabada and Philander and Olivier when the Dale Steyn will be in the lineup. So tough time for the team Pakistan in the future. And regarding the second match, the series has been now again 2-1. The current main headline that in the recent fresh match, Pakistan has been beaten by the South Africa after series have gone 1-1. Now South Africa is 1 up. I mean the 2-1. They are leading the ODI series, the 5-match ODI series, with the brilliant South Africans playing brilliantly in the game. And Pakistan, even after making the score to the 3 digits and making it to the 300, even could not survive, and they couldn't defend the game even after the century. We will go to this detail also, but just in the headline I want to tell you that something very strange happened in the second ODI, the match between South Africa and Pakistan, where Pakistan lost after restricting South Africa for less than 30 runs, and then the 5 wickets they were down, and then the one-man show Van Dusen and the Filipino who have taken the match away from Pakistan. But what happened in the 37th over, this is the part of the headline. When the game was in the 37th over and the third ball was being played, and Filipino, who was running from the non-striking end, and he pushed the ball to the deep third man, and then when he was taking the run, Pakistan skipper Sarfaraz Ahmed, he was in the desperation, or he was in the disappointment, or he was frustrated. He said some annoying words to Filipino, and he was not saying those words actually directly to the Filipino, but he was just saying to his teammates that, mate, what you are eating or what your mother has given you in the breakfast, that you are playing like this. But this comment was taken as a racial comment, which is previously taken as a taken as a sin in the South Africa, and you are knowing South Africa was out of the cricket circle for so long. So this was the place where you need to control your tongue and the emotions. But what slipped from the Sarfaraz Ahmed's tongue, we will know that what ICC is gonna do, but that was something more bad, and the difficulties were coming more badly to the Pakistan. And again, the one famous thing which I say for the different players in the different circumstances, I must say for Sarfaraz again, and that कुछ शहर दे लोग भी ज़ालिम सन, कुछ रहा कुछ भी ओखियां सन, पर कुछ सानो मरण दा शौक भी सी. So that happened exactly same with the Sarfaraz, who was not performing with a bat, who is having a difficult time in the South Africa and Australia, and then suddenly happening all of a sudden to this. South Africa team manager said that we had not laid complaints against Sarfaraz Ahmed. We know this is not intentional, and he had already said sorry to us. Sarfaraz Ahmed, if found guilty, what happens next? Could have been an imposition of 4 to 8 suspension points. If 4 suspension points have been given to Sarfaraz, means he will not be able to play the further 4 ODIs or T20s mixed matches, or the at least 2 test matches. Or if he has been facing the 8 suspension points, then he could not have been played the 8 games of ODIs and the T20s, and at least 4 of the test matches, which will be very bad for the Pakistan as well as for the Sarfaraz. Let's see what ICC will do. Sarfaraz is definitely, it was not the racist remark, and he has already done the apology. And Filipino, in these pictures you can see that he is shaking hand with Sarfaraz Ahmed along with the team manager Talat Ali, and he is just saying that he has accepted his apologies. And du Plessis, the captain of the South Africa, also said that we are forgiving Sarfaraz because he said sorry and he has apologized and he has taken responsibility for all that. And then du Plessis has again said that if Sarfaraz is touring the country like South Africa, he should be very particular and peculiar in picking up what he is saying and what he is not saying, because South Africa is the one country where you are not dealing like this. This is what du Plessis is saying. And then du Plessis said that we have forgiven Sarfaraz along with as a captain. We have taken it seriously because Filipino was our teammate, but now it's all in the ICC hand, and we are appealing and not appealing anything, or we are not doing anything against Team Pakistan or the team captain Sarfaraz Ahmed. Now, what's next? India versus New Zealand, one of the strongest series which is being going on, and that is being won up with India. India beating New Zealand in their den, proving again and sending a shivering message to the ODI teams that, man, World Cup is coming and we will be the team to beat. So Team India have beaten the Kane Williamson, the other best team right now in the ODI, in their own home by the margin of 8 wickets. And of course we will discuss India versus New Zealand, but first of all, the Indian important headline that Virat Kohli, there is a sigh of relief for the Kiwis and for the New Zealand in the second ODI, because it has been decided that Virat Kohli would be rested now in the for the remaining 2 ODIs and the T20 series on this New Zealand tour, and it will be the very first time in this decade, except the Zimbabwean tour, when Virat Kohli will be on the bench and he will be missing the game, either resting, either dropping, either injuring. Any reasons, this will be the first time after the Zimbabwean tour when he was on the honeymoon in the away game, when he was not the part of the Team India, that this time he will not be the part of the Team India, because they think that they are enough to tackle the Kane Williamson's Kiwis in their home. And now the last headline of the today's show is about the Indian player, the sad news of Jacob Martin, who has been seriously injured in an accident, and right now he is on ventilator, and he has played 10 games under the Sourav Ganguly reign, and also in the Sachin Tendulkar, and this player was playing cricket from the Baroda's Association of the Cricket in India, and we will give you the details of this fellow, that what is the update during the show. But right now here I will have to take a short break, and then when I will come back I will come to the ICC awards and the details, and then we will proceed with, of course, with Pakistan versus South Africa and India versus New Zealand. We will take a short break and I will be right back. Welcome back. So you are watching Match Point, and we were discussing the ICC awards in my headlines, and of course we will go towards the other matches. But first of all, let me tell you the detail, what's in, what's out, and what happened in the ICC award. Virat Kohli, the Indian skipper, took a clean sweep of all the awards. He have left nothing for the mates, teammates or the opponents. Virat Kohli scored 1,322 runs at the amazing average of 55.08 in the test matches. But the mind-blowing fact was that he is the first ever player in the ODIs to register the 1,000 plus runs and the 100 plus average in a year. And like every year, voters have been involved that who will pick the cricketer of the year. Then sometimes it's happening 90% or 80% votes the cricketer of the year is getting, and others are getting the 9%, 10%, or sometimes 30, 70, or sometimes 60, 40. But this time what happened? Virat Kohli has been picked by the 100% of the voters. This is the first ever instance in the history of cricket that the player like Virat Kohli has been picked like the 100% voting, with no other option and no other choice of any other batsman on this universe. He became the 5th Indian player to win the Test Cricketer of the Year award after the great Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid and lot more I will tell you. And he was leading a pretty decent lineup, which including the likes of Kane Williamson, Tom Latham, Jason Holder and Mohammad Abbas, but he has outclassed his opponents. Virat Kohli, who won the ODI Cricketer of the Year award for the 3rd time in his career, who became only the 3rd player after Ricky Ponting and Mitchell Johnson to win the Sir Garfield Sobers trophy twice, and he leads, of course, the Team India, which is the #1 ODI team of the year and which is the #1 team of the year as well in the 2018. So all good things coming for the King Kohli. What the Pakistani legend says, Wasim Akram says that Virat, talking about Virat and seeing Virat, it's not about the game, it's not about the technique, it's the mindset. It's the mindset which takes you to the elite class. It's the mindset which makes you unique from the rest of the mates. It's the mindset which makes you at the top of your competitors and the other cricketers, and the same thing Virat is doing. It's not about the perfect technique. And now if I jump to the ICC Cricket Test Team of the Year, so the one team has been announced. What's the team? Let's have a look on the cue card. Tom Latham and Karunaratne, Kane Williamson, Virat Kohli the skipper, Henry Nicholas, Rishabh Pant from the India, the wicket keeper Jason Holder, Rabada, and number 9 is the Nathan Lyon from Australia, number 10 Jasprit Bumrah. Last but not the least, Mohammad Abbas, the pacer from the Pakistan, at number 11. He has joined the ICC Cricket Team of the Year. Now, the ICC Cricketers of the Year, as I promised you at the headline, that I will tell you in detail what happened in the past when this prestigious award was announced, what happened. So, in the 2004, when this was announced for the very first time, and it started out, Rahul Dravid from India, after beating Pakistan in Pakistan, he became the ICCI Cricketer of the Year. And in the 2005, it was jointly shared by the Callis and the Flintoff from the England and the Callis from the South Africa. And then 2006 and 7, it was done the clean sweep by Ricky Ponting, then Australian skipper, who was in the best nick after winning the 2 World Cups in the history back to back, which happened very first time. 2008 it was Chandrapal, 2009 it was Mitchell Johnson, and 2010 it was Sachin Tendulkar, and 2011 it was Jonathan Trott from England, and 2012 it was Sangakkara and then Clark, the Australian skipper, and in the 14 Mitchell Johnson again after a long time, and 2015 we saw the young Stephen Smith, who took the reins of the Australian team, and he became the Cricketer of the Year. And 2016 Ravichandra Ashwin from India was the man of the ICC Man of the Year. And then from the 2017 and 18, Kohli is having a never-ending love, and we will see what happens in 2019 ICC Test Player of the Year. If we go now, that is Rahul Dravid again in 2004, after winning the Test Best Player of the ICC. He was also declared the Test Player of the Year. And then the Jacques Kallis, Ponting, and Mohammad Yusuf in 2007 from Pakistan. That was the only instance when Pakistani player was involved in the ICC awards. And then 2016 Ravichandra Ashwin, 17 Smith, and 2018 now Kohli is the man. And now if I jump on the ICC ODI Player of the Year, starting from the 2004, it was again Andrew Flintoff from England, and Peterson 2005, when he was in the best nicks for the after the Ashes series in the ODI games, he was the man. And then Mike Hussey in 2006, and then 2007 Hayden, and 2008 and 9 before the World Cup victories back to back for the Indian skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni was the year, and 2010 was the year when AB de Villiers dominated, and 2011 when the great Sangakkara taking on stealing the show, and then 2012 Kohli jumped out of nowhere, and then 2013 Sangha took the award back from him, and then 14 and 15 continuously AB de Villiers, and 15 de Kock, total domination of the Proteas, and then 2017 and 18 Kohli was to say, I'm back on this award. And now captain of the ICC Test 11s of the year. Who were the captains? So if you look on the list, a daunting list. 4 times Ricky Ponting of Australia became the captain of the ICC Test 11 of the year. I think this reflects usually the best team of the cricket, and the winning captain of the best team and the #1 team. Nowadays it's Virat Kohli, and in those days Australia had a long reign of #1, so that's why Ponting was on the top of the list in this category. And then 2006 Rahul Dravid was the captain of the ICC Best Test Team of the Year, and then Ricky Ponting in the next year taking this award back from the Rahul Dravid. And 2009-10 Dhoni was the man, 11 Sangakkara, and 2015-16 it was Cook from the England, and after beating the Australia and Ashes also. And then the last 2 years is 17 and 18, once again Virat Kohli dominating this part of the cricket also. And then the captain of the ICC ODI 11s of the year. ODI 11, if I go again, 2004 it is Ponting, and then 2007-8 again Ponting, and very interesting, then Dhoni took in between 2009, and then 2010 Ponting came again, and then it was the one-man show 2011 to 2014 after winning the prestigious World Cup continues. This was the first ever time in the history when Mahendra Singh Dhoni grabbing the 4-time this prestigious position of the captain of the team of the ICC World 11 and the ODI 11, and then AB came back again in 2015, and then now this is the third year, 2016, 2017, 2018, Virat Kohli at the top of the line with the ICC ODI 11 of the year's captain. And now ICC Emerging Player of the Year, which was Rishabh Pant in 2018, outclassing his opponent. If you go back to the 2004, that was the time when the touring Indian side visited Pakistan and they beat Pakistan in Pakistan. That famous test match when Irfan Pathan took the hat-trick in the very first game of the Pakistan's batting and clearing Pakistan in the ODIs and the test matches. Irfan Pathan was declared in the 2004 for the very first time, and when this prestigious award started, the Emerging Player of the Year. And then 2005 Peterson, and 2006 Bell, and 2007 Sean Tate was the man. And then Peter Siddle I am seeing down the list in the 2009, and that was the time when he came as an emerging player, and 2010 he was playing cricket for the Australia, and then suddenly the replacement bench was so strong that the replacement bench never let Siddle come back to the Australian team until the year came 2019, and this became our killer factor last time when I told you about. Then 2013 then Pujara was the emerging player, and 2015 Hazelwood, 2016 was the Mustasfir Rahman. This was the first ever time that any Bengali was included in this prestigious award, and 2017 the first time when any Pakistani was included in this award, when Hassan Ali, after the Champions Trophy boom, he jumped out and he came to win this prestigious emerging player of the award. But right now Rishabh Pant at his best, winning this award in 2018. ICC Umpire of the Year, the unique award 2004 to 2008, the continuous 4 hours. Simon Toffel, one of the legends of the ICC elite panel, he took this award continuously, ripping on all the opponents. And then there was 2009, 10 and 11 Pakistan's best of the best. Aleem Dar was in the business, and nothing was seeing back. After the Aleem Dar, then 2012 Dharmasana came for the first time as a Sri Lankan umpire on the elite panel. 2013-14 Cattleborough, and now in 2018 this is the longest comeback in any of the ICC awards, when Kumar Dharmasena once again penetrating to the elite panels award in 2018 after coming back from the 2012. So this is the longest time when anyone achieving the award back. Virat Kohli is the first player to win all 3 awards, Test, ODI, Men's Cricketer of the Year, in the same calendar year. Indian cricketers winning the ICC Test and ODI Players of the Award in the Test games, in the Test matches. Who were those? Rahul Dravid back in 2004, Gautam Gambhir in 2009, Varinder Sehwag 2010, Ravichandra Ashwin 2016, and Virat Kohli 2018. And if I look upon the ODIs, who is the best one from the India getting the Player of the Year award from the India? Mahendra Singh Dhoni did it back to back in 2008 and 2009, and now Virat Kohli is having 2012, 2017, 2018, showing the best in the India not only but the best in the business around the world. Tendulkar was the ICC Players of the Award in 2010, but he never won any individual award. He never won ODI Player of the Award. He never won Test Player of the Award from the ICC, but he was declared in 2010 the best player of the world. So we have to go to the break, but before going to the break, I just want to tell you that the Jacob Martin, the Indian player who is suffering from the injuries and he is on the ventilator, he is severely now ill, and right now he needed money, and in the India it has been motivated for the sportsman to generate some money for him, and a great news came out of nowhere that the blank check has been offered to him. From whom? From Pandya, but not from the elder Pandya, from the younger Pandya, Krunal Pandya, who is the brother of Hardik Pandya. He will be also come in the limelight this IPL. You will see him playing. He has given the blank check for this man, and he has told that I will not accept anything less than 1 lakh. What a brave step from the Pandya, Krunal Pandya, and he won the hearts in the India all around. And then the Saurav Ganguly, who is the previous Indian captain, bringing the victories for India in the away matches, who has blown the spirit in the Indian team to win the matches. He is currently the head of the Cricket Bengal Association. He has also announced a huge money for this fellow. He said he played under my captaincy, and whatever will be needed, we will be giving it. And he was very disappointed on the fact that the British, because the Board of Cricket Control of India, BCCI, have announced only the 5 lakh rupees from the benevolent fund. They said they cannot give more than this. So they were very disappointed. And even we have heard that some of the young boys in the school, they have gathered with their innocence also the 1,000 rupees. Such motivated people are living, who are loving cricket like anything, like the nation which is loving cricket. And also his wife told Khyati, she just spoke, that the Ashish Nehra, one of the pacers from the India, he has also spoken, and he has come on the front along with Zahir Khan to help him back. When I will come back on the match point, we will discuss Pakistan versus South Africa. What happening? South Africa leading Pakistan 2-1 now the 5-match series. Pakistan is next game having a do-die game. Pakistan will have to survive to come back to the series, otherwise Pakistan will be out of this series. You are watching Match Point. You can follow me on the YouTube, you can follow me on the Facebook. Both pages have one name, Greatest Empire USA. You are watching Match Point, and we will be right back. Welcome back after the break. So we will discuss Pakistan versus South Africa. What happened to the Pakistan? Pakistan losing South Africa in South Africa. Once there was a time when Pakistan was losing, not in the South Africa. Pakistan was losing everywhere versus South Africa. Not even in the South Africa. Those were the year 1994 and to the 1990s. Those were the years after the 1996 when the long streak Pakistan made and the winning sequel of South Africa, which was finally broken. But now once again things have been changing for the Pakistan. But a lot of you would not be knowing that what's happening on these very grounds, Cape Town and Johannesburg. But the very first match, very first game, Pakistan, just like the Corner Tigers, Pakistan came back, and South Africa playing fast and making a huge total. But what we were thinking at the loss of 2 wickets, and that was little bit strange to us and for the lot of cricket followers. In the first ODI, Pakistan have beaten South Africa with 5 wickets, and 5 out of last 6 matches, if I go to the South Africa versus Pakistan, including the World Cup game and including the Champions Trophy game, which you will be remembering happened back in the England. So you will be surprised to know that Pakistan winning those games in style. Yes, they lost it, South Africans lost it, and this time Pakistan also beat South Africa by 5 wickets. The lowest ODI totals when batting in the full 50 overs, because South Africa innings, we were once stage thinking about 350 plus or at least par margin of 300, but nothing happened. Pakistan playing exceptionally good, losing 2 wickets since, if I take it from the World Cup 1992, that was the lowest total which any team made at the loss of only 2 wickets, and that was Pakistan versus West Indies. If you remember, Ramiz Raja and Amir Sohail opening the game for Pakistan, and that was the very first game of the 1992 World Cup, and the Pakistan was unable to take any wicket of the West Indian game, and only the Brian Lara came back to the pavilion, but not getting out, but getting injured of the Yorker which hit him on the toe, and he came out of the ground, and West Indies eventually winning the match by 10 wickets. So that was a huge margin. And now when we are seeing that after losing such wickets, a team losing a match, and that was the first time when Pakistan lost the match, but Pakistan didn't make the total of 300. Pakistan at that time made the total in the 200s. And today in this match, South Africa making 266 for the loss of 2 wickets. And then England versus India in 2007, 288 runs were made. And then West Indies versus South Africa in 2004, 304 for 2. 304 runs were made and the 2 wickets were lost, and this match was also dramatically turned back, but at least 300 runs were on the board, so that's why it's in our record. Lowest first inning total for the teams losing 2 wickets or fewer wickets, if I remind you. So that again, from the lowest totals, if I will start from the less total. That is again Pakistan versus West Indies, 220 for 2 in the MCG Melbourne Cricket Ground 1992, where the Pakistan played the very first game, and this was the same ground where Pakistan played their last game, eventually picking the cup in their maiden attempt. And then 266 for 2 South Africa versus Pakistan, Port of Elizabeth 2019. Right now this match was played, the first game of the series. This was the second highest total with losing the so less wickets. And the third, 288 England versus India, Southampton 2017. This is the third lowest total after losing 2 wickets. And then of course 304 for 2, as I was telling you, first time of the 2 wickets 300 figure was touched, and even then the match was lost. Anyhow, in this match Hashim Amla made a ton and he made a century, and finally he came back to the form. This could have been very dangerous for the Pakistan. And the other man who was out of the scene, out of the picture, the debutant who was given the cap just in the few games ago, and Van Dusen, the South African sensation, and we saw a thrilling 93 from him, and we are suing Dusen in lot of other matches and the leagues. And famously he came over here to the winning combo of Vancouver Knights in the Canada 2018 when the league was played, and eventually they won the championship also, and Dusen playing the huge role in those games in the championship. So he's a well-known player in this very format, in the limited over, when the game comes to the T20s or when the game comes to the 50 over game. And then Hashim Amla, if I talk about, he was averaging only horrible 28.18. Once taking the Cricketer of the Year awards and the Test Player and the ODI Players of the award, Hashim Amla was struggling mere 28.63 in 2018, and it was the worst year of his ODI career. And he started the 2019 with a brilliant knock and with a brilliant 100, and which will boost his confidence. Good to see him back in the form. Hashim Amla's innings to century ratio, this is also something very fantastic to observe, that is 6.19 innings to the century ratio, which is the second highest among batsmen who have scored a minimum of 10 hundreds in the ODI cricket. Because we are comparing only then we will be able to compare that who are the next. So best in the business of conversion ratio of innings to the century is the batting maestro Virat Kohli with 5.41, who is bettering the record, and no one can better this record of 5.41 average. With this respect to the Hashim Amla. Hashim Amla in the last 10 overs of the South Africa innings, when the score was 190 for 1, and we were expecting huge acceleration with the wickets in hand, but the balls faced 26 and he made runs 28. That was too much disappointing for the South Africa, and that's why game came back to the Pakistan via courtesy of their bowlers. Hashim Amla innings was one of the strangest we ever saw, that the first 50 runs he took 52 balls, and the second 50 he took 61 balls, because around the circuit we are seeing that the first 50 you are taking more balls to settle, and the second 50 you are completing it earlier, or rather half of the balls which you have consumed in the first 50. But that was pretty much opposite for the great Hashim Amla. Hashim Amla, defending his innings, he told that it was a very tough track and Pakistani bowlers bowled brilliantly in the death overs, and he was unable to score, and the pitch was also difficult. Hassan Ali also expressed his joy, and he said that he and his mates, they are completely satisfied how they bowled to Hashim Bhai at the end, but he was also amazed that when Hashim bats will open up for the runs, and that never came, and that was our success. He was happy. Most ODI hundreds, if I tell you, Sachin Tendulkar on the 49 and Virat Kohli 10 behind him 39. Now with this 100, Hashim Amla reeling behind on 27. So fewer innings to get and to reach to the 5,000 ODI runs. Now Hashim Amla has taken 101 innings to the 5,000 runs, and while Viv Richards and Virat Kohli have taken the 114 innings. So Hashim Amla is also leaving the opponents behind, but obviously he is his abilities to score, run and the boundaries is regressing day by day and slowly by slowly. Hashim Amla finally had 100 after 12 innings. So without one, the longest without an ODI 100 for Amla was 16 innings. This was the longest gap between the two centuries for the Hashim Amla. 21st of March 2013 to the 5th of December 2013. But if you are no, I don't think so that I should say, if you are interested, you would be really interested to know that how much Kohli take the longest break to make a century from one match to the other match. Nowadays you pick every match and he is making century, but there is the longest gap. When Hashim Amla is having the 16 innings gap, Virat Kohli's longest gap is 17 innings, that is between the 27th of February 2011 before the ICC Victorious Cricket World Cup, which Mahendra Singh Dhoni has picked, to the 11th September 11, 2011, when Kohli was regaining the form for the better ones to bringing him back in the shape. This is the biggest stretch when Kohli has taken when not scoring the century in between. Might be he was not also getting the games, but he was getting the games. He was adjusting at that time in the Indian team after the departure of Sachin Tendulkar, Virender Sehwag and many more. Winder Dusen, the sensation from the South Africa, he is the first ever player to score 50 plus on the ODI game and his T20 debut, and we are knowing that he is having the all weapons to do such efforts. First time in the Pakistan ODI's history that they have won the match despite taking just 2 wickets. It never happened with the team Pakistan. Whenever they took 2 wickets, eventually they lost the games. Pakistan's completed ODI and the St. George Park Port of Elizabeth. Might be most of you will not be knowing. Pakistan has played here recently 5 games and Pakistan never lost a game at Port of Elizabeth. Pakistan lost 6 ODIs against South Africa dating back to the 24th of November 2013. Pakistan playing 6 games while losing only game number 4, and Pakistan eventually winning all the games from the last 6 ODIs. And 71 not out of 63 balls. Finally, Hafiz made his presence felt in the Pakistan team. Professor was back to the toes and taking Pakistan to the safe brink of the river to make them victorious after the humiliation in the test games where he was not with the Pakistan. So it means that नया पाकिस्तान में हफीज़ की बैटिंग एवरेज भी नई होगी. नया पाकिस्तान आया और नया हफीज़ आया. नए पाकिस्तान में नए हफीज़ की नई बैटिंग एवरेज ओडीआई में 58 और T20 में 81 की चल रही है. That is very good and phenomenal to give him a boost and to score in the further games. And also moreover in the today's game will be a sigh of relief. Even Dale Steyn was in the game in the 3rd ODI, but Hafiz again making the 50. So this was the second 50 for him. So again, it is good for Hafiz to put him back in the track and to boost the confidence in his innings. Second ODI, if you go, Imamul Haq, a total failure for the Pakistan. Although that in the third match he made a century, but I think शायद कहते हैं ना कि गुरूर अल्लाह को पसंद नहीं है. His gestures were not good. Whatever he meant to say, whatever he was saying, it was something not good. So Imam having the poor form also, but again regaining the form in the ODI format in this very game, 50 over game, he is better than the test averages. If you see the 17 innings, he has developed 905 runs with 400s and 450s with an average of 64.64, but I think not enough to stop the brilliance of Proteas. Second ODI, poor start when Imam fell on 5 and again putting Pakistan on the back foot, and then the wickets started tumbling once again with Shoaib Malik in the middle also not that much sporting with the sport which we need from the Shoaib Malik. That sport is not coming, and Pakistan quickly exposing the tails onwards. Painful to see that the Sarfaraz Ahmed coming to bat at number 8. This is extremely annoying to see the Pakistan skipper who was once leading. If you remember the 2015 Cricket World Cup where he was having the problems of coming in the team, and finally he was given rest in that team, and he came and suddenly scoring the century for Pakistan. That's famous match versus South Africa, taking the five wickets in one match, including the brilliant catch of Hashim Amla in that very match. So we need Sarfaraz to attack from the front. The way he was attacking in the 2015 World Cup, the way he is attacking in the Quota Gladiator, but it was so shameful and it was so annoying to see the Pakistan skipper hiding behind Hussain Talat at number 8 and trying to save his neck from the South African bowlers. And I know that when the ball is not coming on the bat, it's difficult for you to do the runs. When you are not in the good flow, your confidence is shattered, but still Sarfaraz is coming. If number 8, it is no justification from the senior player and the captain like Sarfaraz, because जंग जो है वो ऊपर से लड़ी जाती है, नीचे से नहीं लड़ी जाती. If you remember Imran Khan and Javed Miandad, Imran is not the one down man, but when the wickets were falling in the 1992 World Cup final, Imran Khan coming at the number 2 after Javed Miandad to give the boost to the innings, and then they stabled the innings and then laid the foundation for Inzamamul Haq and Wasim Akram and the rest of the players to take the score beyond 200. Anyhow, not sure though what's the batting plan or what's the Mickey's plan or Mickey Arthur's plan is, but I hope they will negotiate on this. And because we don't want to see Sarfaraz as a coward captain. It was a total cowardy at coming at this much and playing the youngsters and the debutant Hussain Talat in front of him. Sarfaraz Ahmed in the ODIs in 2018, 15 innings he has played, 245 runs, 0 hundreds, 250s and an average of 22.27. Shadab Khan, also something for him, that Shadab Khan is a brilliant player but needs to control his emotions. Shadab Khan already getting the demerit point, and if he is facing further, he could have been penalized and he could have been banned for 1 or 2 matches, which are not good for Pakistan. And of course in the crucial games in the future, World Cup is coming. If he is not controlling his emotions at this age, it could have been a problem, because right now the cricket rules are very tough, and any pointing towards the batsman or the bowler, the bad gestures, the mumbling words, these are not good. And already we have seen with the case of Sarfaraz versus Filakuayo that what happened, how the stump microphone has picked this. If most of you are not knowing, I may tell you that the article 2.1.7 says that using language, actions, anything provoke an aggressive reaction from a batsman upon his dismissal during an international match would be considered the demerit point. So anyhow, brilliant partnership now this time from the captain Sarfaraz Ahmed and Hassan Ali. At the bottom, proving that he can also hold the bat. A new hope for the Peshawar Zalmi, a new batsman is getting prepared. If you remember Wasim Akram coming like this in the tail and once became the all-rounder. So Hassan Ali again showing that he's having a huge potential of becoming the all-rounder in the second game. After facing only 16 balls, Hassan Ali became the Pakistan's top scorer in that very game in the second ODI. And this was the Hassan Ali's highest score, and previous highest was also 51. That was against New Zealand at Nelson, and then he raised his bat and then he pointed towards the pavilion, and later on he told that I was pointing towards my best friend Shadab Khan, because he told that I told Shadab that on this tour I will make a 50, and I will point to the Shadab that I have done it. So this was the celebration with them, and good start from the Pakistan, but then Amla bowled by Shaheen Afridi on only 8. There was a very good foundation at the one stage. 5 wickets have been fell down, and then the removing Shadab, moving the Miller and Klassen then on the classic deliveries, and the very first ball he have removed, putting Pakistan back in the game. I must say that nerves of steel, 20-year Shadab Khan, whether playing for Islamabad United, whether playing for the team Pakistan, seems as he has been playing cricket for the 20 long years. And even the commentators were saying that the Sarfraz has brought Shadab very late, but soon Shadab came and he dismissed on the second ball the killer Miller and putting Pakistan back in the game. But unfortunately, Philip and Van Dusen, they were too good to handle for the Pakistan. What a consistent bowler Shadab Khan is. I must tell you in the show that ODI innings bowled in 29 wickets taken, 43 economy rate of 4.62, would you believe. The most runs he has conceded in the 10-over spell in the ODI is 52. And Dusen is the first South African batsman to score 50 in the first 2 ODIs. Most of you would be thinking that the previous skipper Kelper Wessels also from South Africa in the 90s, soon after the World Cup 92, have done so, and he has did it for the South Africa by making the 250s. But something very important, Kelper Wessels versus Van Dusen, because Kelper Wessels previously had played 54 games for Australia, and he has already done that. So we could not say that this was his very first game, but yes, for the Proteas, that was Kelper Wessels' very first game. Most runs for the South Africa after 2 innings since the ODI debut. Also, Dusen, when he reached the total of 162 on the combination of 2 scores, he broke the record of his mate Temba Bavuma, who has made the 161. That was the maximum from the any player in the South African history. Philip, he had been very fortunate in that match, lot of chances and lot of calls, dropped catch, and he remained very lucky. But something very funny, that he was not lucky, his name is very lucky. You will be thinking that what is Philip How? What is the meaning of Philip and is he lucky by the name Philip No, I may tell you that ALP, Andley Lucky Philip is his full name, so he is surviving on his middle name. So anyhow, Philip said that this is his personal best and this is his life's best effort. Even while the controversy happened along with Sarfraz Ahmed, but Philip said that he is not at all upset with anything after the skipper has said sorry to him, and he is absolutely happy that because of him Proteas has leveled the series and he got the man of the match award for this. So we have to quickly jump to the India versus New Zealand, but here I will have to take a short break. When I will come back from the break, we will discuss India versus New Zealand. We will take a short break. Welcome back. We are nearly now the end of the show, but we have to discuss and we have to finish, of course, India versus New Zealand, because Team India is the team to beat right now in the international circuit. They are playing exceptionally good cricket. Virat Kohli became the first captain to beat and to win in the SINA countries, and now it's the turn, who knows, for the New Zealanders and for the Kane Williamsons. The first match, the game number 1, India won convincingly by the 8 wickets, and the master planners of the game, Kuldeep Yadav, Shami and Kahal, restricting New Zealand to the mere 157 in their home, in their own grounds, in their Napiers, and ultimately winning the game for India by the 8 wickets. And in this, they achieved certain targets and the rewards, and one of the major notable was the 100 ODI wickets for the Shami, their pacer, and the ODI wickets for the India. 56 matches he took Mohammad Shami to complete his 100 wickets, and this is the quickest to achieve the 100 wickets ever in the history of India, because Javagal Srinath did this in 68 games, while Ajit Agarkar 67 and Zahir Khan in the 65 games, while Irfan Pathan was the quicker to get in the 59, and now his record has been broken by the 3 games by the Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Shami has 87 wickets from the 47 ODIs at the end of the March 2015. So it means that it took him nearly 46 months to get this in the next 13 weeks. So it was extremely pleasant to see for the Team India, and the achievement was extremely phenomenal for the Team India pacers, who has been famous and who has been known over the decades as the team of the batsmen, who says it's the team of the bowlers, it's the team of the Jasprit Bumrah, it's the team of the Yadav, of the Kuldeep and Mohammad Shami. Brilliant bowling from India, and most wickets if I go after 36 ODIs, Kuldeep Yadav is now at the 73. He couldn't beat the Rashid Khan, because Rashid Khan is the best in the business with the 83 after 36 ODIs, but of course he is the Indian best after the 36 ODIs. He grasped 73 wickets. This is the second best ever in the ODI history. At the 71 there are Ajita Mendes, Mitchell Stark and Hassan Ali of Pakistan, while at 70 there are Waqar Yunus, and 69 of course the Dennis Lilly of Australia. Kuldeep Yadav, if you notice about the Kuldeep Yadav's ODI, he is played mostly in the SENA countries along with the South Africa, England, New Zealand. He was phenomenal as a youngster, coming under the feathers of Virat Kohli and playing his first game in these countries outside the India. He was brilliant on the field with the ball in his hand and also in the field. If you see the South Africa, 34 runs he gave in the in the 10 over quota, and he grasped the 3 wickets, versus England in the 25 runs he gave and he took 6 wickets, and New Zealand he took 4 wickets now and he gave 39 runs as an economy bowler in the 10 overs, and versus Australia he was most expensive as a 54, but he took 2 wickets in the his 10 over quota. So he was exceptionally good performing in the very first games against these giants is in their home and in his away games. Kuldeep's career, if you see, is just like the graph is going up day by day, and this is so much soothing for the Virat Kohli or the standing captain Rohit Sharma to see their bowlers performing like this. Kuldeep Yadav, when he made 4 for 39, this is the 3rd best Indian bowling figures by an Indian in the New Zealand, after the Anil Kumble 5 for 33 and Javagal Srinath 4 for 23. And now if you go for the best bowling ODI by the left arm wrist spinner in the New Zealand overall, 4 for 37, Michael Rippon versus for the Netherlands versus Canada in January 2014, and now Kuldeep Yadav and Napier 4 for 39 with the best ever bowling. Kane Williamson, the man in the form, but he can't win the games alone for New Zealand. Team will have to perform, the big 3 will have to perform, the top most Guptill and Taylor and Ross Taylor and Guptill will have to perform. So the Kane Williamson versus India in home ODIs 71, 77, 65, 60, 58. So he is again brilliant, but Kane needs company to stay at the wickets. Highest ODI batting average in the successful run chases is Ambati Raido at the top, 103.33, with MS Dhoni now at the second position with 103.70, while Virat Kohli at number 3 with 96.94, leaving Michael Bevan behind, who was the king of the chases in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Michael Bevan with an amazing average in those days of 86.25. If you see the master plan of the India, the master plan lies in the Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Dhawan. Same way, if you see the master plan of the New Zealand, master plan of the New Zealand lies in the Kane Williamson, in Martin Guptill and Ross Taylor. When each of these three fails, the top 3 fishes, the team fails. Out of the last 45 scenarios, there are 39 scenarios where these two teams scummed when these 3 scummed. If you go to the latest example in the 2017 Champions Trophy Grand Finale, where these 3 fishes, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and Dhawan was trapped with Mohammad Amir, India scummed and they couldn't score. With a virtue of their previous skipper, virtue of MSD Mahendra Singh Dhoni, overall spectra is like this, that they have only winning 11.1% of the games in the middle when none of these is scoring, and then Mahendra Singh Dhoni is scoring. But suddenly the scenario reverses, and if either one of these is performing, whether Dhawan, whether Kohli or whether Rohit Sharma, the same percentage of Dhoni for winning the games from 11.1 rises to 76.2%. When each of these pillars or either one of these is scoring, Dhoni is taking the foundation and then taking the game to the signature style 6 on the straight with winning the game for India. So such important these 3 people in the India as well as in the New Zealand. So if we look upon the big 3, India, New Zealand and the England, these are the 3 big 3s who are going to win this World Cup, or who are the strong contenders of this World Cup. And on these big 3, their personal big 3s are very important, and these big 3s each involving the captain Williamson and the Kohli. But obviously Virat Kohli, the master class, is a lot above others. So before closing the show, we must proceed quickly to the England versus West Indies. As I told you, the headline that the mighty attack of West Indies in the 70s and 80s is coming back. West Indies plundering on the English bowlers, and the attack was so awful and awesome for them and awful for England that England succumbed to the 77, making West Indies fast bowling fun live again, and folded outs at the 77 at the Kingston Oval, and the England take an unwanted record from the Pakistan, because Pakistan at 2017 succumbed to the 81, and now with the 3 runs England have improved the unwanted record of Pakistan. Not many better signs in the world of cricket, seeing the West Indian pacers shattering the wickets like this and blasting the batting opposition, and especially like England, who are the #1 contenders for this World Cup. It's so pleasant to see West Indies back in the business. First test, Cameron Roach sends England tumbling 18 wickets on to fall on the day 2, and now the game is in their hand. They are leading the game. In the last 10 years, if you see, West Indies have knocked out the opposition for less than 100 in the test on 4 previous occasions. 51 versus England at the Kingston, February 2009, and then 81 Pakistan at the Bridgetown, Barbados in the April 2017. That was the last time when Pakistan was come to them. And then 43 Bangladesh was all out at the North Sound at July 2018, and now England 77 at Bridgetown, January 2019. England have dismissed the opposition in less than 100 on 11 occasions in the last 10 years. So might be this was the revenge game for the West Indies. Highest score by the #8 batsman in the test cricket. Why I am telling you this? Because now taken enough lead, Jason Holder is the man with a 150 up score with a brilliant effort from the West Indies. This was the #8 highest score by the #8 in the test circuit was Wasim Akram 257 not out, that famous match at the Sheikhupura against the poor Zimbabwean and then in-form Zimbabwean team, along with a Saklan Mushtaq at the Sheikhupura in 1996. Imtiaz Ahmed, rest in peace, Pakistan skipper, 2009 he made the match-winning innings, Pakistan versus New Zealand in 1955, and now the Jason Holder 202 West Indies versus England in this match is making a double knock, double ton against the England, and then ultimately saving and putting them in the winning position. Last but not the least, I have to jump on Australia versus Sri Lanka, where Mitchell Starc is a new hero of getting and grabbing 200 wickets in the away game for the Mitchell Starc. Mitchell Starc, fewest test to the 200 wickets for the left arm bowlers, 47 by the Rangana Herat and 49. He was bit late from the Rangana, but anyhow it was too good to beat Rangana Herat with a 47, and now Mitchell Starc took 49 games to reach this prestigious award. And the most late among these was the Trent Bolt, the New Zealand star. He took 52 games to reach this target. And Sri Lanka's Kumara's last 8 scores in the Test cricket, he is so performing. It's horrible news for the Sri Lanka that he is not in form and at the verge of losing another game. He is now played the 7 innings. From the last 7 innings, his score is 0. He is unable to open his account. Trivia factor before closing dates said Sri Lanka never beat Australia in a test match where Sangakkara was played. Yes, listen again, I'm not wrong. I know Sangha is my favorite batsman. Sangha, lot of you are liking and loving, but Sri Lanka never won the game when Sangakkara was in the game. I mean, they never beat Australia. Whenever they beat Australia, Sangha was not in the team. Whether it was pre-Sangha era or it was post-Sangha era. And in this, when the Sangha was playing, they made 3 draws and 8 losses during those days. All of the 4 Sri Lanka's test wins have come against Australia in a year. In that career was 2000 to 2015, and then one back in the 1999, and then 3 in the 2016 after the Mahela Jayawardene and Sangakkara retired. And now at the end of the show, what next? Then killer factor. Time to tell you for the killer factor at the end of the show. But the killer factor this time is not about cricket. This is something about the lawn tennis, where the Mysterio and the living legend Roger Federer of Switzerland has been beaten up by the Greek man. Icc beating now Roger Federer in the 4-set game to ultimately making to the last 4. But this is not the killer factor. 29th of September 1988, Roger Federer, at a very young and a tender age of 17 years, 1 month and 2 days, he made his first ATP match victory at that time, then beating the Frenchman Guillaume Roux 6-2, 6-2 in Toulouse Grand Prix. The time when this first victory was made by Roger Federer, Icc, he was then 1 month, 17 days old and 6 weeks and 6 days, you can say. But this is also not the end of the killer factor, because yet something more to tell you about this fellow man. This match was played in the Melbourne, and this was of course the Australian Open. Stefanos Tsitsipas beating Roger Federer in Melbourne. His maternal grandfather, he is the belonging from a rich sportsman family, richly background of the sports, and one of his maternal grandfather, Sergio Selnikov, he was the part of the Soviet side that won the gold medal at the 1956 Olympic Games. Those Olympic Games which he won by his grandfather in the tennis circuit, that was also in Melbourne. And last but not the least, then his mother, Julia Selnikova, she was also a ranked tennis player, and she also won the most games in one city, and that city is also Melbourne in Australia. And his father, Apostolos Tsitsipas, he is the tennis coach and he is coaching him also. He also played some game, but he was the amateur player. He was not at that much caliber, but he was doing the coaching. He is doing the coaching now, and he started his coaching. When he started the coaching, he was also in the Melbourne. So this was the killer factor. I hope you would have liked it. When next time I will come, I think and I hope the series decider would have come, and we will be knowing that Pakistan and the South Africa, either Pakistan had been able to chase the series, either they have beaten the South Africa or South Africa has taken the inaccessible lead. And at that time, India versus New Zealand would have been shaped up and India would have finished the New Zealand series. So I will come next time, we will discuss India versus New Zealand, and of course we will finish the series of Pakistan versus South Africa. Till next time, take care and bye bye. First ODI in. Welcome back. We are on the edge of the show, and at the number 11, last but not the least, but not the last, last but not the least. गड़बड़ हो गई, पता नहीं यहाँ से यार में लाना होगा. Last but not the sorry. So time to explain you about the killer factor. नहीं कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई.
The man who's been largely responsible for his overall